Hey everybody, welcome. April 2025 layout update for Southern Alberta Rail's Crowsnest Subdivision. Today we're going to be focusing on the Lake District up at the Continental Divide on the BC-Alberta border. What we're going to do is start with a pan shot up here from west to east. This is Summit Lake. In the last update, I was pouring the resin in this area. Well, resin's been poured, cured, I've got texture on the top, and I've gone over the area with a second pass of texture, bushes, a few more trees, just to kind of spruce things up a bit. Now, as mentioned, this is the border between BC and Alberta and also the Continental Divide. And as we pick up Highway 3 above the tracks, it's really easy to tell exactly where the border is by paying attention to the barriers on the side of the road. BC uses K-barrier or concrete barrier through this area. Alberta uses steel barrier. And the two types meet right at the border, just behind the trees above the shack in this scene. This is known as Crowsnest on the railroad and is the most westerly siding before hitting the West End staging yards. Now, I've been pushing hard to get the scenery more or less done, but as we cross the access road that crosses the railroad, you'll see that the scenery work dies off. This, of course, is the infamous Highway 3 bridge that I've been putting off finishing for years. East of Highway 3, scenery work is getting near completion as well, and that means I can't put off bridge construction much longer. I'm bumping it to the top of my project list for May. Now, just after the railroad ducks underneath Highway 3, it picks up the shores of Island Lake. This chunk of scenery through here is about 12 feet long. The lakefront itself is 11 feet. Now, this area is one of the first spots on the layout that was ever finished. However, it didn't stand the test of time and it got ripped out and revamped. That was covered in the rail fanning and remodeling video I did nearly 2 years ago. Originally, this was Crowsnest Lake on the layout. However, with the massive line relocation back in November and a repositioning of Crowsnest Lake, this gave me the opportunity to make this a larger version of Island Lake. I like to use geographic features as demarcation lines when I'm building scenery so I can concentrate on a specific area. This area used Highway 3 to the west and the Summit Lime Plant to the east as the demarcation. And you can see that both scenery and backdrop abruptly stop right at the east end of the lake. The scenery along the lake here swallowed up 550 trees, 265 fir, 285 aspens, which leaves me a couple hundred aspens to mess around with in other parts of the layout. Of course, that can wait till after I get the Highway 3 bridge built. Until then, let's spend some time rail fanning along Island and Summit Lakes through the Crowsnest Pass area. Like and subscribe if you dig what you see, or if you want access to 100+ members exclusive videos, consider becoming a channel member and click on that join button. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.